Ikifika hiyo wakati tutume Kasongo na project nyumbani asubuhi. Thank you and may God bless you.
Asante sana. Asante mheshimiwa. Ningependa kuchukua hii nafasi nimwakilishe wakili Ndegwa. Karibu. Are you with us?
Are you with us?
Are you with us?
All protocols observed. Mine will be very brief. I first of all have to recognize my party leader. Ananiambianga nyamwenu ngakitaka kia Yatta ekomie. Mimi nimelala kichaka ya Wiper. Na Wiper sisi tumebadilisha, tunajiita Wiper Patriotic Front. Na sababu ya kubadilisha chama chetu jina ni kwa sababu tunataka tuungane mkono na nyinyi. Comrades power. Comrades viva. Hiyo ndio maana yake tumebadilisha jina ya chama yetu. So you have a home in Wiper Patriotic. It's a youth-oriented political party. Na kama unataka kujisajili na chama cha Wiper, ona huyu kiongozi. Kiongozi simama. Ya pili, nikiangalia katiba yangu ya Wiper, inaniambia presidential candidate wangu ni nani. Mimi inaniambia katiba yangu ya Wiper. Katiba yangu ya Wiper inaniambia my presidential candidate is Stephen Kalonzo. Mimi ni katiba yangu inaniambia. That's what my constitution says. Na tunangojea hao viongozi waende waongee. Wakituambia ni Fred Matiang'I, mimi niko nyuma yao. Wakisema ni Justin Muturi, niko hapo. Wakisema ni daktari, niko hapo. Lakini si katiba yangu inaniambia. Nimefanya makosa ya kusema vile katiba yangu inaniambia. Ya mwisho, huyu Kasongo amezoea watu. Hii compensation team ametengeneza ni compensation team ambayo inaenda kinyume na sheria. The only person who has the capacity to determine the question of compensation under the Constitution, under Article 23 of the Constitution, is the High Court of Kenya. It's the only mandated body to determine the question of compensation under the Constitution. Sasa ya mwisho, sisi tuko katika one term. Tuko nyuma ya hawa viongozi. Lakini katiba yangu ya Wiper si imeniambia? Imeniambia ni nani? Imeniambia ni nani? Harambe! Harambe! Ya mwisho, tunasema, nikisema harambe, tunasema one term. Nikisema harambe tena, unasema kukomboa Kenya. Harambe! Harambe! Iyo kukomboa Kenya, pia ni kukomboa payslip yako. Moto yetu ya Wiper, the Patriotic Front, ni kukomboa nini? Harambe! Harambe!
Asante sana wakili Ndegwa. Yangu ni kuongea na kuambia viongozi devolution is under threat. Devolution is under threat. Muliona chairman wangu wa Council of Governors akiongea. The two governments are distinct. Kuna national government, kuna county government. Na hakuna kitu kibaya kama sisi ni magavana. Tuna lead counties zetu. Tunaambiwa whether you like it or not, we are going to do it. Life is not like that. Hii dunia ni watu kuongea na kusemezana. You cannot force things down the throat of people, not even your own children. With your children, you need to negotiate with them. You need to talk to them, not at them. And you need to agree. We are I can say, we are not happy as the Council of Governors. And we are going to come out very clearly now. We will talk. Hatutakubali kusukumiwa vitu. Tunaambiwa, wanajaribu kusema corruption. Sasa wametoa corruption kwa national government. Now my governors ndio wanasukumiwa corruption. Governors ni corrupt. Governors ni corrupt. These people take more than 85% of the national government, of the funds. As we only have 15%. Nataka mtuambie, hii 85% inaenda wapi? Now 15% is only shared between 47 counties. You see, we are not going to nambia tena tumia maneno ya procurement plan. Your procurement system yao. You know your dons. You know very well. with a system, you must first try it out, isn't it? And if it works, because you run it parallel with the old system. And if it works, then you change over to the new system, leaving the other system as a backup. Tunaambiwa tuamke asubuhi tutumie system. Hii system hatujui kama inafanya hatujui kama inafanya kazi. By the way, haifanyi because ilipelekwa Makueni, ikapelekwa kaunti zingine, haikufanya kazi. It didn't work. You know? Na sisi kama magavana tumekubaliana tena, maneno mengine tunaambiwa maneno ya SHA. Sorry, maneno ya nini? Maneno ya the doctors. Universal healthcare workers. Sisi tuwachukue. Tutawachukua aje bila kupatiwa pesa? Hawa ni watoto wa watu, sisi hatuna budget. If they want to devolve, they must devolve everything with their funds. We have been very patient, His Excellency. Lakini umetusukuma kwa kona. Na hii system tunaambiwa tutumie, ianze kwanza kufanya national government. Show us in one ministry that system is working. If we see that is working with the other ministries, then we don't have a problem. Isn't it? Lakini hauwezi kuja kuanza kusema unatupa kwa counties na national government haijafanya nini? National government haijatumia. Kuna mambo mengi, there are so many functions. Zile ziko suppose kukua kwa county, bado ziko kwa national government. Agriculture is devolved. Why would fertilizer be bought from the national government? Tunaelewana? Markets are devolved. Why would markets be built by the national government? And at the end of the day, they have to come to us to show them the land where they are going to build the markets. And after, they don't want even to give the governors the money. They want to spend the money themselves. But we show them where they are going to, mali wataenda kujenga soko. Wakenya, sincerely speaking, it is high time we woke up and just spoke the truth and tell the president vile mambo iko. Na akikataa, waamuzi ni nyinyi. Tunaelewana? Akikataa, waamuzi ni kina nani? Mumesema ni nini? Mumesema ni nini? Hata akikubali. Hata akikubali mumesema ni one term. Hata akirekebisha. Munasema ni one term. Hata akiresign. Mumesema ni one term. Hata akilia. Hey. Hapa maneno imefanya nini? Maneno imefanya nini? Maneno imeharibika, si ndio? Na watoto wetu, let me tell you, we love you so much. We have always stood by you. Never be cowed by anyone to tell them the truth. Don't let somebody make you coil. Tell the truth and with respect. People will respect you. Sio mnashtuliwa hivi, mnaanza kuingia kwa box. Tunaelewana? Kama kitu ni mbaya, semeni ni mbaya. Kama ni mzuri, ni mzuri. Na mjue sisi, let me tell you, I'm a woman. I'm a mother. Musidanganywe, sisi wote wa mama ni chama moja. All the mothers ni chama moja. Na sisi wa mama wako wapi? Wa mama wako wapi? Chama yetu ni moja. Na sisi tuko nyuma ya watoto we. We are going to support our children. Are we going to do that? Na nyinyi kina baba, mchukue mkimbie nayo. Asanteni, Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki.
Ili liwe ni ombi la
Arambe! Arambe! Asanteni sana, Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome my party leader, His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Na as Excellency akikuja, ndugu zangu ninawaambia, stick together. Please stick together. We beg you and we pray to God that you stick together. Asanteni.
Thank you. Ni kama muna address Uhuru Park. Mumesahau tuko kwa shamba. I had taken the opportunity to welcome those who came before our distinguished principals, na nikasema kwa niaba ya familia, you are welcome. Mujihisi, and we said there's no stress here. And nobody is going to spread any stress. Kwa hivyo, karibuni tena. Now, because our visitors have to go, I will be with you for as long as you require my presence. So, wale ambao mko tayari, tutachinja ng'ombe baadaye. Wale ambao hataki kwenda Pwani University, I'm told mulilala Kitui, mkija huku. But please allow me to say one or two things before I invite my colleagues. Yamezungumzwa sana mambo mengi na university dons, and please recognize we are talking about 23 public universities represented at this event. Tuwapigie makofi. Please also recognize we are talking about 30 university student leaders who are here. Tuwapigie makofi vile vile. I also want to recognize some other young people. There's Kamau wa Gen Z. Simama tu onekane pale na kijana yangu. From Limuru, we call him Kamau wa Gen Z. There's also Muriuki Dwega from Embu. He's actually our deputy organizing secretary of Wiper Patriotic Front. Is there some other person I haven't? Of course, Mzee Wambutura. Now, Engineer Wambutura is my neighbor here, and he's also a very senior ranking member of the party. Who else is there? Oh, Executive Director, Engineer Milai, Accountant. Bana Milai, thank you so much. Am I leaving out somebody else? So we leave the university dons on their own, because I want to hear from Kinoti today. Our country is in a messy situation. Na si ule messy mchapa kandanda. It's a very messy situation. I heard yesterday William Ruto akiwa Mombasa akisema that their economic model is working. I don't know how many of you saw that. When he bought a car for 1 million shillings, and then he said the economic model is actually working. Now, how can it work when Kenyans who now live below the poverty line, and our brother Fred Matiang'I has been working at those levels of the World Bank and IFC, the Bretton Woods institutions, and somebody who cannot afford $1 per day is seen to live below the poverty line. $1 per day is today 128, 130 shillings. How many Kenyans today, clearly, yani tuambiane ukweli, ambao hawezi kabisa siku moja kupata shilingi 130? Ni wengi. So hiyo namba sasa imeteremka to levels that are not even describable. And yet, tunaambiwa uchumi unafanya vizuri. Now, let me tell you the truth. Kasongo's government is rated at just about 20%. I think I'm generous. I remember that 20%, Governor Avinya, because we said when I was co-chairing NADCO, right? Remember NADCO? Which they are now trying belatedly to do something about. That at least let us increase mgao wa serikali za counties kutoka 15 to 20. That is in our strong recommendation. But these guys are not even able to implement what they asked us to do. And they say the country is doing well. That actually is like living in a fool's paradise. And Kenyans are not foolish. Kwa hivyo, mimi nataka tujue kwamba wakati moja nilikuwa waziri wa elimu. My brother Matiang'I at some stage also became Minister for Education. There are several things we did in conformity with international statutes. At that time, we had a conference in Jomtien. That's a country, a place in Indonesia, when the world agreed to the concept of lifelong learning. So you really cannot stop going to school or learning. The Jomtien Declaration. And then at about that time, child rights were the issue, the main thing. So I had the privilege to outlaw, as Minister for Education, corporal punishment in all our schools. Well, I remembered also, as a Christian, the Bible tells me, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. Now we have to do a balance. The balance is you do not have to use literally a cane to dismember a child, kumpiga kama mnyama wa porini na vitu kama hivyo. Even today, I'm sure there are some schools where corporal punishment is practiced differently. We did that. Just like we did start I actually appointed the first chief executive officer of the Higher Education Loans Board. And a lot of us in the leadership position actually went through that. We used to call it boom. During my time, it was 6,000 shillings or something. And it was useful. In addition, we used to have decent catering services at the university. CCU, Central Catering Unit. Today, even living standards in our public universities are in a pathetic situation. There's not much honor in being a university student. And yet I'm reminded by my brother Muturi when we were discussing. Those days when you qualify to go to university, I think Fred, you also mentioning, your name would appear in the newspapers. Mpaka villagers wanaona unabeba gazeti yako Inembu, they will go to buy from Kanyombora to buy Inembu na kwenda unaringa angalia jina yangu kwa newspapers. Therefore, the dignity of being a university student today is absent. And quality higher education, zero. I must remind us that the right to education is a basic human right. It is one of those, Article 43, is it, Wakili Ndegwa, those rights, like the right not to sleep hungry. So, let us not play around with it. The only reason we're able to gather here today and feel stress-free is because of Constitution 2010. We saw William Ruto and Raila Odinga and a few others go to celebrate Katiba at 15 years. Oh, some of them said no to that Constitution. We know it. Said no. Because to have a spirit of constitutionalism, you really have to, it was Okoth Ogendo who taught a lot of us land law, for those of you who studied law, that you can have a constitution without constitutionalism. And that is lacking in this administration. What this team is trying to do is to say order, like Muturi will tell you. We have a constitution, our guiding document. And we are going in the next administration to make this country be honored worldwide. Because our Bill of Rights, for example, recognizes the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, imported, I think, via Clause 2 of the Constitution, right? Or Article 20 of the Constitution, that these are parts of our domestic law. Men, I can also teach law at the university. All right? Okay, so, but that is why we are here. Nobody can interfere with this thing. But we're also seeing intolerance. Yani wakisikia mtu anaita Gachagua, hawezi kulala. Kisikia Rigiji, kwanza kisema one term, wanapatwa na wazimu. Now all of us are saying one term, not just Gachagua. How many of you are saying one term? Yani you mean it? Yes. Sema one term. That's what it is. Weka ongo. Gachagua is not here. By the way, we bring greetings of our other colleagues. We took the decision just the other day when we met at a half-day retreat to say we come, and very quickly my brother Muturi said you come. Our brother Mukisa said he was coming, although he's having a traveling spouse and himself also trying to go out of the country. And then our brother Fred was the first to say, I am coming. So I want you to know, please accept greetings, Rigiji. Munasipokea? Mukituona hapa, we are all together. When we have agreed I think it is Mukisa, if I can paraphrase you. You said, first of all, you must have the team. The team, right? And the team is building up strongly. So mukiona tukikula pamoja na we are building this team. Because Fred was out there in the World Bank. We didn't have time with him. Somebody showing me something? Okay. And there's also, of course, Mother Karua, our sister Mother Karua, and Altuma pia salamu zake. Mother has been here. I'll tell you a true story. I was here with Mother Karua, I remember very closely, and George Wanaina of Kanu, Secretary General, and believe it or not, Moses Kuria, tulikuwa hapa. Nikampatia kila mmoja mbuzi. So mkiona Moses Kuria mwambie nimemtumia salamu kutoka shamba. Na wache kufanya hivi. He is either with us or he is not with us. And who else have I left? Eugene Wamalo, kijana wa DAP Kenya. He is also with us. Natembea was not with us on Monday, but of course is part of the team. Kwa hivyo, this team is strong. You know, they pray every day kwamba tutawanyike. Na tuambia ngo, we know what those things that bring us together. Those ideas are solid ideas. And we know that if we do not hold together, we will have let down the Kenyan nation. And we can't afford it. Hatuwezi kabisa kamwe kufanya hayo. But again, I repeat, I just came today to listen to these dons, and we have heard. Actually, the country is here. That's a beautiful thing. Listen to a friend from Homa Bay. I can tell you that I spoke to Kenyans in the diaspora this last Sunday, virtually, from all over the world. They came and they spoke. A lady called Akinyi called from Canada, and she said she will be running on Wiper Patriotic Front for the seat of Rachuonyo. Was it Rachuonyo? I think it was Rachuonyo. Karachuonyo. It was Karachuonyo. Thank you. Karachuonyo. So I wanted to know, even our friends from Luo Nyanza, how if Baba is under the ballot, what reason do those people have to support Kasongo versus Kalonzo kwa mfano? Hamna kabisa. There's no way. Because the issue is Baba. Hata kama, I think it was Momanyo said, hata kama wakisimama wote pamoja, it's even easier. It's a democracy. It's a democracy. Kwa hivyo sisi tumeamua kukaa pamoja. And on that note, allow me to call Mukisa akuje hapa kidogo aseme jambo, akifuata na ndugu yangu our brother, the Speaker, the Attorney General, who is also the chair of the People's Restorative Justice Commission. That is the body that is going to make sure this country lives under the rule of law, and there will be proper and just compensation for those of our young people, the Gen Zs and others who have suffered death, injury, dismemberment even of their own physical being, and torture to their families, and torture to the whole nation. We will address these issues to the highest level possible, including and not limited to the International Criminal Court. That is the responsibility of our brother JB Muturi. But this is Dr. Mukisa Kitui. Mukisa was the highest ranking. I don't think there's another Kenyan who has served at that level. The highest ranking international public servant. The Secretary General under the UN system. And you know Kenya is a UN headquarters country. After Geneva, New York, and I think Austria, Vienna, even Vienna. We are bigger than Vienna. And now these are growing bigger. There are things that tell this country what we've been able to do. Like when I was Minister for Foreign Affairs and our late brother Kofi Annan came and said before he left the airport, I've fulfilled what I promised, and that's how Nairobi became the UN headquarters. But Mukisa Kitui served the whole world from Kenya as a Secretary General of UNCTAD, United Nations Committee on Trade and Development. I don't think we have a bigger authority. And you people here, university dons included, we are really fortunate to have Mukisa. Come and say jam. And by the way, Mukisa, we have agreed, is our spokesperson for our togetherness. And we have seen a few people express displeasure. But let everybody, it's a democracy. We have made our choice. Well done, my brother.
Asante sana. Mheshimiwa Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, mwenyeji wetu. Waheshimiwa vinara wa serikali mbadala. Waheshimiwa wahadhiri, wakufunzi, watafiti na wasomi. Mheshimiwa Governor, waheshimiwa wabunge, wageni waalikwa, hamjambo. Kwa niaba ya serikali mbadala ya Kenya ambayo imeamua ni one term, one team, one nation, ningependa kumshukuru mwenyeji wetu kwa kitendo endelevu na kielelezo kwa wengine wetu, kwamba msingi bora wa uwiano katika siasa ni kutafutana na viongozi wa fikra, utafiti na upembuzi wa kinifu. Ambao hawajui upembuzi wa kinifu kwa Kiingereza inaitwa critical analysis. Sie tunajua kwamba tumekuwa tunafanya siasa kama lele mama, kama malezi ya mama, kama kitu cha mzaha. Mjinga anakuchezea na kupatia shilingi 10, unasema wewe peke yako. Unaalikwa kukutana na watu wa fikra, unasema nitalipwa nini? Yaani huo utoto umekuwa ndio mwelekeo na mtamshi yetu kama Wakenya. Lakini vile mwenyeji wetu amesema, tunapitia pahala nyeti, pala ambapo mle mzaa tumeufanya kwa miaka imepita, hawezi ukaendelea tena. Ukiona vitu wanafanya kama katuni kengine kutoka huku Northeastern kanaitwa Duale, kalifukuzwa, kalikataliwa na viongozi wa kimajeshi kwa sababu ya tabia yake na ulafi wake. Amekuja sasa afya, anatueleza kuna compliant hospitals in Northeastern Kenya 700 kwa SHA. Nauliza, population ya Northeastern iko kiasi gani? Kuna hospitali ngapi kwa which percentage of the population? Yani mazoea kwamba ukiiba na Ruto anakubalia, inahalalika kuendelea kuiba zaidi hadharani na kututuzi ukicheka. Samani, hatuna muda wa kutosha, mimi ningependa nikaongelea muda mrefu, lakini tu ni kusema sisi tunaheshimu sana hatua yako ya kwanza, Bwana Kalonzo Musyoka, kualika viongozi wa vijana na viongozi wa kisomo na fikra endelevu mjadiliane nao pamoja. Naimiza na wasii wenzangu, hii kwetu hatua ya kwanza kwa kutafuta uwiano wa maana wa kudumu kati ya uongozi wa kisiasa na uongozi wa kisomo na kifikra. Pamoja tutabuni sera, nadharia na vingine vyote vinahitajika kuligomboa taifa letu. Kwa wale vijana ambao wengine wao pengine mnalemea Kiswahili kisichokuwa cha Sheng, niseme tu mawili kwa Kiingereza. We are at a moment where we are not trying to prove that any generation is better than another. But we know that inordinately your generation bears the burden of a dead can that is being kicked down the road. Ruto is borrowing money on the commercial markets. Expensive money to pay cheaper debts, but he's kicking the can about when that money is going to be paid, when you are the ones who are going to be responsible, and he'll be back in the village roasting goats. We do not want to compete between generations. We want to create conditions under which representatives and leaders of younger Kenyans sit down with us, with the leaders of thought and research, with the political leaders, and we co-own the agenda of this nation. I'm going to be out of the country for the next 3 weeks, but I promise to give you an early opportunity for student leaders. You come, we talk together about how we can engage with the leadership of this alliance. Asanteni sana kwa kunisikiza.
Kisa aliongea kama Mwalimu Nyerere kabisa, Kiswahili sanifu, msomi kabisa, leaders of thought and research. Now, our brother JB, unajua wewe, you're from this region, you're one of our best, fearless, full of experience. The Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya would say, I cannot sign documents in Dubai airport. All right? Yani, yole jamaa wanaobeba haya yote yakiwekwa mbele zetu, watu watastaajabu. But these are champions of change, fearless champions. And here stands tall JB Muturi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, SKM, our host, the University Dons, comrades, colleagues, members of parliament, other invited guests. I will not attempt to be as fluent in Swahili as my good friend Mugisa will start laughing at me before we get to Thika. But let me give thanks to His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka for indeed inviting us to come and listen to the leaders of thought and research alongside the wise people. You know, I don't want to use the Bible. It says, when you say wise men, you include the women. I think let's agree they are wise people because they are of both gender. You know, the priest, the preacher, the gentleman who gave us the word. At some point, I thought he was pointing at me, because he spoke about surrounding yourself with wise advisors. And because I'm not living, I'm not in a hurry. I know my two brothers may want to leave. Mimi najua, for those who understand Kikamba, Nemusi. In fact, across the main road, my brother Steve, I told you the other time when we were here, across the main road, I also have a small place where I could, if it got very late, and if Steve was to chase me out, I would just cross over and sleep. Kwa hivyo niko nyumbani. But the reason why I say I thought the preacher was addressing me is because something that I've told Kenyans in the past, and let me just repeat it so that you can see how it fits to what the world told to us was all about. Immediately, Kenya Kwanza took office, and you know, I had gone to Kenya Kwanza, first of all complaining because those of you who drive on Thika Road, if you remember, there was a very huge post of myself, and there were only two words below my photograph, Kenya Kwanza. Little did I know that actually, I even know the person who actually did it. It is Wavinya's counterpart in Nairobi, Johnson Arthur Sakaja. He saw it and he quietly went and had it secured at the registrar of political parties' office. So when I was going there, they told me, no. I told them, why did you pick my slogan? They told me, no, it's this one. We already have, we have it under our name. So I didn't want to quarrel about nothing. But my main story is about when William Ruto became president and he was about to name his cabinet. We used to have several meetings. In one of the meetings, he told me that, he likes calling me JB. JB, I actually want you to be the Attorney General. Even as those of us who joined Ruto, we were saying we know him, Ben. We were saying we actually know him, but somehow there was an issue of we didn't know, we were not, actually I think we were not consultants. Maybe friends should bear the blame for not consulting some of us. Because we had had several meetings with my brother, senior brother, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So I think the problem was just within what was then government. We were not consulted. So even as we were joining that Kenya Kwanza, we were saying we know this guy. So when he proposed that I become the Attorney General, I told him no. No, I can't. I don't want to do that. I told him, my only reason of wanting to be in government is only one, that I put in 15 years in the judiciary, served 8 years as a member of parliament, and now I've done 10 years as speaker. All I want to, ndio nisikie nimekuwa kwa serikali. Mukisa ukitaka kukosoa mimi baadaye. If I sit in the national executive, but I don't want to be the Attorney General. And the matter ended there. 2-3 days later, my good friend, who was not only my classmate but my roommate, the current Speaker of the House, the National Assembly, Moses Masika Wetangula, calls me to some place, and we go, and he tells me that, I have your message. I asked him, from where? He tells me, from the president. I asked him, which message? He told me, when he mentioned to you that he wants you to be the AG, you declined. So I asked him, so what is his message? He's pleading that you did accept to be the Attorney General. So I decided, since Moses is somebody we've known for each other for so long, in fact, I began my working career, I saw somebody talking about Kebabi. I know the villages around that area. So I decided, let me tell Moses the truth. So I tell Moses, you know what? The reason why I would not want to do that job is because you and I know this guy. To be an Attorney General with Ruto as president is an extremely dangerous experiment. So we talked with Moses. I told him, you know what? The AG's job is to advise. The other one of going to court, it's normal because you go in public interest. And there are so many state councils. But this one of advising, you must be clear that the person who you are advising also wants to be advised. And this is why I bring in the sermon. That, you cannot advise somebody who cannot accept advice or take advice. So, because Moses told me now that is hiyo ni kali, siwezi kumwambia hivyo, wacha nimwambie tu bado unakataa. So when we met later, again, ananiambia sijamalizana na wewe JB, unajua, tukaenda, najua anakunywa chai mingi. Tukaenda, tukaketi tena, chai mingi. Then I decided, let me tell this guy the reason why I do not want this job. And I told him, you know what? As AG, I would date a situation whereby my advice will not be taken. Because I cannot advise in a manner that is inconsistent with the provisions of our constitution. And what I fear about you, now I told him direct, is that, you know, I may give you advice which you may not like. Na tutakosana. You know what the guy told me? Exactly, JB. That's why I want you there. I want somebody who is firm and who is never shaken. Now, my friend Mugisa, kama mtu amekwambia ati hiyo ndio sababu anakutaka pale, so nikamwambia, if you promise that you will never interfere with my advice, my work as Attorney General, then you can go ahead and announce the cabinet. Because my stories are long, I will not go beyond that. But you can see why this sermon, I felt, was quite appropriate. You must surround yourself with wise men, wise advisors. And also, you see, within the context of governance, people must appreciate the country, that the country is bigger or greater than any one individual. It does not matter. We've been told about issues about in fact, it's His Excellency who told us about the $1, people living below $1 a day. If that cannot concern you in leadership, such that whatever it is, whatever decisions you take are acutely informed by the desire to lift those that live below $1 a day in the country, then you are not worthy in a position. You cannot take oath in public. And of course, remember our constitution says the president must be sworn between the hour of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Wakili Wanjiru. So you take oath in broad daylight to protect, preserve, uphold, and defend the Constitution. Among other things, also the dignity of the citizens. And then, soon thereafter, human life means nothing to you. Human life means nothing to you. That you watch human life being taken away. What they say in Kiswahili, again, kiholela. Surely. And you want people to keep quiet so that you can remain in leadership? I'm sure, my good brothers and sisters, you'll agree with me. When it gets to that, you must take a position. You must take a position. Because who is it you say you are sitting there planning for? If these are the people merely for expressing their opinions themselves about the university funding model, about the high taxes, that becomes a reason why you will take away their lives? And I keep saying, I was lucky that I was able to run to William Ruto I'll tell him, William Ruto, I sent you a message last night at 3 a.m. I told you my son was abducted. You have not responded. He says, oh, my phone crashed. There are too many messages. And then I tell him, and before going to him, I had tried to get to talk to anybody, including, I don't want to now, but our good friend from Tharaka, Kindiki, who was then in charge of Interior. And I fire you. Norma, see Norma. And he too, and the audacity of replying to me that, no, I can tell you. Because I told him, Nuldin knows where my son is. And Kindiki called me twice. I told me, no, it's not true. I have spoken to Nuldin. Asked him, but Kindiki, if you have spoken to him, why is it that he cannot pick my calls? We sit together in the National Security Council. Why? I mean, does he imagine that it's not a love affair? Since last evening, I've been trying to call him and he cannot answer my calls. So I go, given that situation, Mugisa, I drove to State House and I told Kasongo, look, my son was picked, and then he's telling me, oh, my phone crashed. I said, no, just call. Call Nuldin. I'm standing next to him. And he calls Nuldin. He said, Nuldin, are you the one holding Muturi's son? He said, yes, sir. Efandi, yes. Just release him. And Nuldin says it, and I could hear, Your Excellency, in the next 1 hour, you'll be at home. Surely. I imagine how many parents in Kenya have been agonizing to date. For some of them, we are with you, Wakili Njiro and Dan Manzo. Some of them they don't know where their children are. They disappeared without trace to date. They cannot reach William Ruto. I was lucky. I was able to reach him. But isn't it obvious? Does it require any dons? If he calls this one person and he tells him, release him, do we need to go out there asking who has been abducting these kids? I mean, and remember when he was challenged on 27th of December last year at Homa Bay by Raila, he said, I'm going to end it. Much later this year, at the visit, at the press conference they held with the president of Finland, in answer to a question by one of the journalists there, what did William Ruto say? All those who had been abducted have been released and taken to their homes. So Kenyans, do we have any doubts as to who is abducting? Because how would you release somebody whom you don't know where they are? I mean, it's obvious. And then when you turn around and purports to set up a committee, that reminds me, Council Njiro, the Latin maxim, Memo judex in causa sua. You cannot be a judge in your own cause. William Ruto, we have tremendous respect for Makawa Mutua. Makawa Mutua is somebody we respect. In fact, we were with him in the university. He was a year behind me. But surely, because we know people go through, tunaambiwa siku hizi kuna mwosho moja. I think Makao, my good friend, ameoshwa moja. Na hapo ndio shida ya Kenya imeanza sasa. Because it is not possible for you to say you are going to do a framework for compensating those who may have been injured or killed during the protests. It is not possible. I'm going to sit and I want to listen more to these great people, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Well done. Thank you. Umesikia jamba kabisa. Well, before I call Fred, I talked of building a team. One Kenya, one nation, one team. For one term. Sindio? So we cannot drive this narrative if we are going to have contradictions between ourselves. So our advice is to those working with us, those in the Wiper Patriotic Front, those in DCP, those in DP, those in Jubilee. By the way, I forgot to bring the greetings of Chairman wa Jubilee, Saitoti, Tarome, also with us in the summit. So please assist us. Wakili Ndengwa Njiru. If you have any information about any of us, because we must always check with the principals. You know what I'm talking about. Today I'm supposed to be Kofi Annan between you and Fred, and also between Fred and our brother, Ben Momanyi. You know, when we go to Kisii, we start singing to keep Peter Narok, Ago, 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 Ago. Ben Momanyi, Ago. We need to build one team. So that respect is so critical, so critical. Let's not begin to dismember our unity even before we begin. And building coalitions, I can tell you, is the most difficult thing. I tried to help President Tshisekedi on the advice of Uhuru Kenyatta, who sent me there, as you know, Fred, and Kabila. And it took me 1 year to advise Tshisekedi to work with Kabila. And one time, Tshisekedi asked me, Kabila now wants to take. He says, I either take the Minister of Minister of Finance or the Interior. I looked at Tshisekedi, I said, Mr. President, since we want to sign all these letters of appointment, my advice to you is the Interior Ministry. And all these other ministries, because there's a cluster in the DRC of those ministries. Tshisekedi took my advice. I don't think he regretted thereafter. So, please, before you dismember, until then, after a year after that, he started to talk about the sacred coalition. Yani sacred, what is that Mukisa? Ile sacred. Kwa hivyo uhusiano wa ajabu huyu. Na tukifanya uhusiano huu, tukibuni mambo yetu haya, jameni tusiharibiane. I wanted to say that as a caution. And my brother Fred Matiang'I, as you all know, he looks strong. Hata akiingia hapa, utaona Mukisi strong. Sinamna hiyo? I like his style of greeting people, anainua mikono yote. Yeah, kwa hivyo, somebody who must remain nameless, Fred, told me the reason Kenyans love Matiang'I is because they think akichukua hivi kazongo ndani. Kwa hivyo basi, karibu sana ndugu Fred, and thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'll also be I'll be very brief. I'll speak for less time than my predecessors because they have said all the wonderful things I was going to say. My elder brother and my friend, Your Excellency, Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, my other elder brother and friend, Honorable Justin Muturi, Honorable Dr. Muhisa Kitui, another one of my elder brothers. That's a bit of being younger than them. I'm looking at all of them. My friend, Wavinya Ndeti, Her Excellency, the Governor of Machakos, honorable members of Parliament who are here, Makao Mulu, we work together in civil society, my brother Obadia, my very good friend Ben Momanyi. I actually forgot to withdraw the request from Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka that this morning we prayed together and forgot about everything. And that ile kitu yangu ulikula nikusamehe, nasema tatafuta ingine. Sitwa. And all of you wonderful people. First of all, thank you so much, Your Excellency, for inviting us. The reason I readily accepted when you asked me whether I would come for this lunch is because I'm determined, and I'm going to say it here, I'm determined, like all reasonable people, to start speaking against the nonsense that goes on around this country. Because you see, the Honorable Kalonzo, Musyoka, and I have been the targets of choice for this administration for propaganda, malice, and cyberspace nonsense. You know, what they do is, and I keep saying all the time, I actually wish they spent as much time on the right things, or even the money they are spending, paying bloggers and all that to, you know, politic and lie about us and create things about us. Why don't they give that money to schools so that we can actually continue free primary education? So that every day, my brother Omingo Magara, who's here, and I, we just keep asking ourselves the question, how bad can it be? But look, let me pause there and say this. Listening to Honorable Justin Muturi speak, and by the way, this is, for me, this is my best possible audience I would talk to. This is my ultimate comfort zone. This is where I belong. You know, I've seen some of you, my colleagues, you are here from the university. You know, we taught together at the University of Nairobi. I think I probably am still a member of the senior common room at the University of Nairobi. And, you know, and you wonderful students, you know, a source of our inspiration and satisfaction all the time. And therefore, this is the place where I would speak to you candidly, straightforwardly, without drama and innuendo, and tell you things as they are, because here, logic and reason rules. Because, and so I start by saying this. 3 points I'll make. Listening to what Honorable Justin Muturi says this afternoon, I keep asking myself this question I have wondered all along. After the elections in 2022, what is wrong with us as a people? Because I remember I went to a conference of bishops in Westlands when I was Cabinet Secretary for Interior, and a bishop challenged me about money and said, you know, these wonderful people in one party are going around promising everybody billions, Mama Mboga billions. Where have you taken the money? And I told them then, as all of you have proved today, that that is a lie. These people are lying to you. There's nothing they're telling you that is truthful. They're telling you things they think you would like to hear and vote for them. And I can almost swear to you, they will not fulfill any of those things they're telling you. They're just lying to you. These guys are just liars. That's how I coined the outbreak of lies after the COVID-19 outbreak. The campaign was characterized by an outbreak of lies, you know, people running around the country lying. And you can see yourselves that we have started season 2. They have started season 2 of those lies. You know, we're flying around the country, they're telling people about empowerment. I mean, what do 64 shillings do to anybody? Or 100 shillings? Now they are bamboozling villagers, you know, with helicopters and so on. You know, you're smart people. I mean, you more than anyone else as educated people who have engaged in research, who analyze information. Please, wonderful people, there are people who lost their lives fighting for the independence of this country. What we are being asked to do is nothing compared to what some of our forefathers have done. The sacrifices people have made to get Kenya to where it is. There are other people. I mean, I have to be honest with you, and then sometimes let's say things the way they are. There are people, including Mzee Raila himself, who have gone to detention, and other people suffering for this country to get us to where we are today. And many of those people, I cannot name today, who went to detention, suffered, getting us to where we are today. What we are being asked today is to make the right decision for Kenya. And the right decision for Kenya is that our good friends in the administration have clearly failed to manage the country. And then you don't even need a PhD. It's not rocket science. You can see clearly they cannot manage the country. And in place of, because governments, if you are an incumbent government, you run on your record. Because what they should be trumpeting now is their record, saying, you know, please, we need more time so that we can complete this. You can't ask for more time to do nothing. because you have done nothing, you're asking for more time to do more nothing. You know. But that is what this is all about. And for you guys who are here, wherever you go, the challenge we have, and that's why I would like to be very direct on this matter, the challenge we have is to talk to fellow Kenyans. Forget about this business of the tribes and regions, I don't know whose turn it is and so on. Look, we are facing a real danger as a country. Look at, I can speak to you as a former Minister of Security. Look at what's going on in Mandera. How? An independent country like this that's supposed to have an infrastructure in place and so on. What is that going on there? Look at what's going on in our cities and so on and so forth. You know, the rate of crime going up, you know, every day and so on. And if you doubt me, talk to people in the security sector in the country. They tell you their woes and their challenges. People talk to us. People are even going to whatever extent to look for private opportunities to speak to us. Their woes and their cries and the challenges they're facing, how they're facing all these problems. So I want to ask you this question. Surely, you're all intelligent people. We're all intelligent people as we're here. What are we waiting for? Do we even, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, do we actually need to campaign? What do you want us to tell you? You know, President Kibaki used to say, unataka tukuambie nini? What do you want us to tell you? Yeah. Yeah. What do you want us to tell you? Honestly. That describe what you can see what is going on in the country, and then you see all these dramas that are going on. You know, because the character of people who cannot deliver is clear. They will dramatize everything. They spend all their time on nonsense, and the things that they lie. They use excuses every day, and so on and so forth. I was in the US when I saw a letter. They have choreographed a letter purportedly from the chairman of the AU, addressed to the head of state here, to nominate or appoint Kalonzo Musyoka to go and do something in Western. You know, it takes time to pay people to spend time on that kind of nonsense. I mean, for a country that is supposed to be going forward, that's what they are spending time on now. If you look at the amount of money they are spending, those of you who come from Kisi, you know this. 2 months alone, the deputy president and some group of people have gone there 9 times. A record 9 times, supposedly for empowerment. 100 shillings, 64 shillings, you know, hustling villagers, we are empowering you, and so on. I mean, by the way, you don't even need a meeting. When you work, you don't need a meeting. Your work will speak for itself. Amana mnagani? Yeah. Your work will speak for itself. In fact, you will not even need to ask people to re-elect you. People themselves will be saying, let's give these guys another term. If they are going the way they are going, let them complete what they are doing. So, but what are they going to complete? Nothing. Give you more time to complete nothing. I mean, so, yeah. So that is it. When my brothers and sisters, I want to speak to you from the depth of my heart. We are in this, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka and these brothers and all of us, we are not in this because we are bored or we have nothing to do with our time. We are in this because we want to make a contribution, because we are shocked at how our country is going down. That's all. And you can see it. It's not. We are not coining it. We are not inventing it. You have pay slips in your pockets, don't you? And you see what. So, as President Kibaki would ask, sasa unataka we unaona na unataka waambiwe. We tell you. What do you expect from us to tell you? Time is here for this country to be in the hands of different managers. Our challenges and our argument is based on one thing: management. This has nothing to do with hate or anything else. And that's why, personally, I don't spend so much time on a lot of innuendos. I would like to focus on solutions. How do we get ourselves out of this? The horrific stories you hear in the education sector that are going on. No one knows that better than you guys. But what we are seeing in the country. I mean, we talk to teachers, we are with teachers, school principals, parents every day. And you keep asking yourself the question, what actually is going on? And so what do you want to hear? All those parents of Kenya, all the teachers of Kenya, wherever you meet the teachers, ask them a simple question: do you want to continue this way? If your answer is no, like mine is, and Kalonzo and everybody's answer is no, then you know what to do. This is a case where I honestly think we shouldn't campaign. Those who should campaign and are spending money on social media, insulting us, creating meetings for us that we don't even know, lying about what Kalonzo has done and had not done, lying about where Matiang'I is seated, vis-a-vis Kalonzo's position of sitting. You know, people have nothing to do. Yeah. People spend time on pettiness, you know, and it's small, you know, how did we become so small-minded as a country? That those are the kind of things we spend time on now. And now we are being told about those. Let's go forward and build our country. We have a duty to build our country. And here is my ask of you, wonderful people. For us, as leaders who are meeting the opposition and those that we will meet as we continue, I've said several times before, if you are betting on our differences, you will lose your bet for sure, because we are not going to disagree. All that propaganda and all those stories you hear being coined every day and so on, they're intended to either annoy Kalonzo or annoy me or annoy Kalonzo's supporters or annoy my supporters or do something. Oh, you know, I don't know who's annoyed. How do you know? I mean, you are not God. How do you know who among us that is annoyed? You keep peddling lies, you know, and so on. We are determined to make our contribution and make the ultimate sacrifice about how we will save this country and redeem or save this country from the hands of these people. You know, people advise me these days that because I'm saying I'm aspiring for the president, I should change my language a little bit, because I would say some stronger things, because some of the things you see are shocking. Because how a country, I mean, a country of our size, and you know, Kenya, we have everything going for our country. You guys know this more than anything else. I was in the education sector. We have a very educated population, very patriotic people who love their country. Kenyans are very hardworking people. They really want to do good for their country. All they need is trustworthy leadership. You mean what you say what you mean. It's long since we had a government that you could trust. That's all that Kenyans are asking. And because they can't be trusted, we are telling you, trust us. We'll give you our word and we'll keep our word. Trust us. And we will level with you, not verge or hide or hibernate or tell you stories in place of work. And we will not come to you and begin to lie and pretend about things, you know. Listen very carefully. There must be linguists in this audience, you know, students of linguistics and researchers. I want you to listen to the language of this administration when their leaders speak. It is actually, it's called street corn language, you know, where they say, tumeunganisha waya, tumetenga, you know, that's, that language is non-committal language, non-responsible language, language that you cannot ascribe responsibility to. Very evasive language. You know, people who do things, they come forward to you as leaders. Like Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka stood here and said, I have done this, I have told JB this, and so on. Or JB says, I did this, I asked this question, and so on. That's what responsible people do. But those who are evasive, who evade responsibility, they draw in that language, that evasive language. And kuunganisha waya is now what? You know, the way they behave and so on. Kenya is better than this. We are better people than that, I believe. So, thank you so much for this audience, and Your Excellency, you have led the way. This is what we are going to do for several days. We agreed. A consensus building, having small group meetings like we are having here today, talking to you and listening to you, getting ideas from you. Dr. Moyo, thank you for the sermon. We will surround ourselves with you, smart people, advising us on what we need to do. And we will do this until that time when we get to a point and say which one of us is going to be the captain to lead the team for transformation. And we will continue to work together. And you are friends because you have nothing to run on, you have nothing to defend. It's only propaganda you can do. Please carry on, because in any case, you must find something to do. So if that is what you are found to do, carry on with it. As we carry on with the plan we want to build and the platform we would like to build to move our country to the next level. And we will soldier on as leaders outside of government. And finally, my brothers and sisters, I say this every time I have an opportunity to talk to Kenyans. We are stronger, and there's nothing wrong with our country. I mean, this is a wonderful country. It's our only home on earth. God has been kind and gracious to us and gifted us a wonderful country. let's take care of it. The challenges we have, the momentary challenges in our leadership, are not our destiny. You know, that language, those kind of lies. You know what Dr. Kitui was asking here? You university professors are researchers. You know, when a guy tells you that they are of the place, we were actually working the math in the morning together and saying it must mean that every 5 or 10 households in that area has got a clinic. Is that possible? You expect that we will believe that? You know, so you know, please let us not accept these intellectual insults and abuse we are getting as a people. Let us stand up, crank ourselves up, dust ourselves together, move forward, vote these fellows out, and form a government that will take Kenya to the next level. And demonstrate our seriousness as a country. We are a serious country. We cannot be managed like this. We are serious people. How can we accept to be managed like this? And then we have capacity to manage ourselves better. So my parting shot, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, is let's do every one of us who are seated here. I want to ask you, please, prepare to do a good thing. You know, in life and in the history of your country, you do a good thing when you improve your country's welfare. And now, as we are moving forward to the elections, please prepare to do a good thing. And the good thing can't be returning these people. So you know what the good thing is. And you educated people, yani kama tuko namna hii vile tulivyo baada ya miaka 3, another 5 years of these people, do you think you will have a country? Takuwa hata umeuswa wewe mwenyewe unafika Dubai. God bless you, my friend.
Wow. Asanteni. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much. Waliomba taenda kuomba tena. So now I think we need to continue. I think that those who have to leave, we'll give them permission to do so that we can continue. As I was talking, a member of the family came, one of the family members, where's Mwasia? Mwasia ako wapi? Ako kule. Thank you. Thank you. So we will continue, and we thank you so much. Those are inspiring things. And I think that even as the dons meet here and go wide and far, you realize, for example, the people of Kericho, we had Professor who spent a lot of time in Kericho. And if you know why Governor Mutai had to be impeached, and he called me. I've never spoken to him before. 58,000 acres of tea. Tea, 15,000 acres. Under tea. Wanataka wachukue. And this governor was saying, no, over my dead body. So he had to be impeached. Well, that one did not go through. And so, Governor Avinya, you guys have to be bold as well. Stand for your people and be very, very bold. So, tunaomba tu kwamba tuende. You know, I'll tell you, Fred, before you go, where you are here is the Yatta farm. It's hardly 300 acres, hardly. And it was bought from one part to get to Thika Superhighway, bought from a lady called Janet Chirchir. She lives in the U.S. Her advocate was Kip Kenda, right? I think Kiggin, actually, in that transaction. And below the furrow, it was owned by Major Langat. And this is land in Machakos. We bought it. When I ran against Kibaki in 2007, there are people saying Kalonzo grabbed NYS land. That's the only thing they talk about me. I've given you the truth. Bought with a bank loan, stamp duty paid, kila kitu. And one time I challenged William Ruto. Actually prepared all these things and took the DCI and I said, these are the documents. Now bring yako. Tuambie ile ya Murumbi na ile ingine ya Taita Taveta na ingineko. What is all this? This insatiable greed for grabbing land. But Fred, we have work to do. lest we are accused of just saying one term and no term or whatever. We have serious work. And that serious work will mean stopping this grand corruption. Really, it is so grand, na hiyo kwamba hiyo ya kina Duale na wengine is so blatant that we have to stand and do something. Actually, Kenyans are watching. Tutafika lini hiyo 2027? Asanteni sana. Vijana watawawa tena, tutakataa. Asanteni. Let me see our visitors off and chairman endelea.
Haitawezekana sisi kufaulu. Kama Musa na Waisraeli, tuombe Bwana tafadhali.
Wakienda, we can stretch a little bit. DJ, nipatie ngoma nzuri ili tuwasikize. Wakienda, we can Ngao amerudi, naomba turudi zote sasa. Turudi tafadhali. Thank you very much, our principals. Tuketi, tutapata nafasi ya kupata picha. Tuketi tafadhali. Our able media teams, please, let's take our stance. Media, please, tuketi. We'll take less than 20 minutes, alafu tutamaliza. Makuna.
Asanteni sana. Ndio tuweze kumaliza, tuna kazi ya kufanya. We have a lot to do kindly. We are very sure we have not done the full introductions. Kindly we shall do that. I'll take this opportunity to call upon one of us to do an expose of the theme, kindly. Kindly, I will call one of us to expound our theme as dons as we prepare for the introductions. Kindly, we shall be doing that. No, we did not. I will just. Okay, thank you. Madam Ngao, kindly, and then you take the shortest time possible with the introductions, and then we get into the speeches. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are going to move fast. Kirinyaga University. Kirinyaga, they were not here, but they came. Where are you, Kirinyaga University? Okay, because we are taking time. We move on to Murang'a University. Murang'a University. Please take the shortest time. Tunahitaji kupiga picha na Excellency na timu yake kabla usiku.
Thank you. Our Excellency the 6th, Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka, Muturi, Mheshimiwa Makali, and our beloved Governor Wavinya from Machakos. My name is Kevin Mutie Nyamai, wananiita Mheshimiwa Nyamai. I fight for Member of Parliament in Thika Town Constituency, and I'm vying it again with Wiper. Kwa sababu haijawahi chukuliwa. Ninaomba Mheshimiwa unishikilie mkono. Ile mkono tumeambiwa ishikiliwe namna hii. Don't tire, please. Hold me firm and I'll give you that position. Najua kule ni Central na kuna DCP. We are working together. Whatever we'll agree, because we want the seat and we want your votes, we will be working together. Kindly hold me. where possible.
In fact, they've already requested me before this that, Daktari, we don't seem to have direction. So please, where can you take us? Which direction can we say? And I say 3 things I told them. I told them that Raila now has got 3 options. One is he move with Ruto until the end. Excellent. If he goes there until the end, me who come from Homa Bay na nimeambiwa kwamba nipende nisipende, I think sitaenda na niambiwe nipende nisipende. So, where will he go with that vote? Number 2, he has still an opportunity to come out and go and vie. Of course, he will get a few votes, which any other person can get. But where will that vote take him? That's the question I've asked the ground. Where will that question take him? The third option that he has is please come out and join the Pentagon, join the NASA team. And therefore, for me, His Excellency and my neighbor on Okengo, Matiang'I, we can campaign in Homa Bay. We are going to campaign in Homa Bay. Homa Bay is part of this country, and therefore we are ready. I have my old network of campaigners. Though the ODM told me that time that I was number 3, but they only wrote those things on the paper. I asked them number 3 on the paper at 8, and we have not counted one ward. Where has those votes come from? Because one ward did not vote, because they did not take the ballots, because they knew I was winning from there. So I'm saying, karibu.
Thank you so much, Daktari. Thank you. And I knew that you wouldn't stop unless you can have time with them. I will call one more university, Pwani University. Before now, we change a little bit. Pwani University, please stand up wherever you are. Pwani University, stand up. You stand up wherever you are, then one of you will speak.
Yes, all protocol of spouse. Good evening. I'm Chris Ngany from Pwani University. Pwani University is 600 kilometers from here. It entails sacrifice because we want to have and seek this team to have unity. The message we are giving you as the Dons family is unity. In the Dons language, we normally say solidarity. Solidarity. That is a language from the Dons family. We call it solidarity. But to us, we're asking you, can you remain united? The education sector, where we are, is rotting. We don't know where we'll find it in 2027. Started from university funding model. Right now, it is something flip-flopping from east to west. These comrades here are suffering. But there is hope. We mentor you. Many of those who are in the political circle started from you. John Methu, Senator Kirinyaga University, was at Pwani University. He was our student. Colleagues, we agree nowadays because we are in an academic environment where there is academic freedom. The Dons family can be the change agents to pass the message. I'm a resident of 2 counties, Kericho, which is my home residence, Kilifi, where I work at. I've been home for the last 1.5 months. I've carried out statistics about this government. Because of bad governance, it was at 78 in 2022. Right now it is at 40. Let's take advantage of that. I've been home for 6 weeks. I've carried out statistics because we are opinion leaders. We are change agents. We shape the environment, the community. The Dons family, with their titles, professors, doctors, senior lecturers, have a lot of respect. Those at the community level listen to us. So listen to this message from the Dons family. From Pwani University, I think we came around 12 of us. I'm not going, I think they waived. that entails a lot of sacrifice. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. And there is a saying that, and Mutio, please be coming here. There is a saying that when you see a chameleon running across the road, there is a reason. I think the Dons, the academia, have been some of the most laid-back people in politics. Lakini mkituona, sio sha, sio shi, sio nini, Mutio.
To appreciate kwa makofi tafadhali. Thank you so much. The MCs of the day, you are doing good. Your Excellency and the co-principals, my colleagues, students, good afternoon. Bwana asifiwe. Don't solidarity. Comrades power. Well, allow me that because of the guests, our Excellency, we want to change the program. Kidogo will be here to talk. We want to, to hear the guest and the Excellency, since he want to release them, alabu tubaki, tukiendelea leo, ni siku yetu na His Excellency. Ama namna gani? Nimesikia wapende, wasipende? Ama namna gani? Wapende, wasipende? So I want to welcome the governor of this county, Madam Wavinya Ndeti, ili alete wageni wengine. Then our principal will have time to talk to us. Tumu appreciate kwa makofi tafadhali. Karibu, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Wow. If you see a chameleon, wow. Your Excellencies, our Dons, these are comrades. Okay. Thank you. All protocols observed. I remember I started my journey as a governor of Machakos with some university dons, and I'm here because of them. I can tell His Excellencies we are on the right track. These are the honors of the people. These are the honors of our children. They speak to, and parents. They own all of us. We are on the right track. Na sisi tutasimama na nyinyi. Kabla sijaongea, ningependa kuchukua hii nafasi ni karibuni Machakos. And Machakos is the place to invest. Tunaelewana? If you want to do investments as Dons, please ongeeni na mama. It's a place to invest. We've got a new city where you can come and do a lot of things and even build your own affordable housing. So I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Makali, Mheshimiwa wa Kitui Central.
Yeah, we are calling them. Yeah, asante sana, Governor Wavinya. Our principals and our host today, Mheshimiwa Kalonzo, and the Dons mulio mahali hapa, and our students. God is good and all the time. Comrades power. Hiyo ingine comrades wisdom. Wow, good. Na pande hii solidarity? Solidarity? Okay, kwa wale ambao hatujapatana, mimi naitwa Makali. Makali, mimi ni mbunge wa pale Kitui ya Kati. I'm also, I don't teach, but I belong there. One day I will be going back there. I got a PhD in economics. So at once in a while, I will be joining you later. So we're happy to be here today. And today is not our day. Today is a day for our principals. Again, for those who read the Bible, unajua kuna wengine walikuwa wanashikilia wengine mikono wazichoke kateremuka, si mnajua? I belong to that category, ila kushikilia wengine mikono ndio tushinde. So si mtatusaidia kushikilia mikono. That is my prayer for all of you. As a scholar, we can gain a lot from you in 2 or 3 ways. The first one is we use research to give us data which will inform these principals to make the right decisions. The second one, you use your own networks where you teach and the people you teach. They have said they are 75% of the voting bloc. So if you influence them through your teaching, are we safe or not safe? We are safe. And the third one, and I like it, it will be very annoyed with what you have said. Walisema mpende musipende, mutalipa nini? Mutalipa SHA? Mpende musipende, mutalipa nini? Housing levy? Au inaitwa shisha siku hizi? So kuna mambo mengi mliambiwa mpende musipende, ni lazima mfa. Na nyinyi sasa mmeamua wapende wasipende ni one nini? So let's just run with that. Wapende wasipende ni one. God bless you and enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you. There are also other members of parliament present. Barongo, karibu mheshimiwa.
Your Excellency Kalonzo, Your Excellencies Dr. Matiang'I, University Dons, wanafunzi, marafiki wa United Opposition, Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hamunijibu, Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Amen. Jina langu ni Barongo Obadia. Niko na bahati ya kuwakilisha constituency moja pale Kisii County, inajulikana kama Bomachoge Borabu katika bunge ya 13. Kwanza kabisa nataka kusema nimefurahi kukaribishwa hapa na Kalonzo. Na ningependa kuwaambia Kalonzo ni kiongozi mzuri. Amewahi kuja pale Bomachoge Borabu akatusaidia, tukachangia shule moja pale inaitwa Omovera, mpigieni makofi. Sasa Kenya leo tunakumbwa na shida nyingi. Mimi pia sikufikiri kwamba siku moja ningeweza kuja kuwa mbunge. Nimetokea university, I was in the University of Nairobi. I studied mechanical engineering, finished in the year 2005. Tumeingia katika uongozi kwa sababu walimu wanasema you are the leaders of tomorrow. Sasa ile tomorrow yangu ya kuwa kiongozi imefika leo. Tukiangalia Rais Ruto anasema kwamba Kenya tofauti yake na Singapore ni leadership. Ni leadership. Wakati huo akisema kwamba tofauti ya Kenya na Singapore ni leadership, kiongozi wa Kenya wakati wa sasa ni nani? Sijui kama mnanifuata. Wakati akisema kwamba the country has a crisis of leadership, who is the president of Kenya today? Therefore, what that means is going forward, we must address that crisis of leadership. We must take the matter into our own hands. Tuwaweke moja kati hao viongozi ambao wako hapa, ambao naamini kwamba wanamcha Mungu kwa kweli na kutoka kwa nyoyo zao, ili Kenya yetu tuanze kuwa na a shared destiny yenye itapatia a bright future for these young people who are coming up. Nashukuru sana Governor Wavinya, hatujawahi kukutana, nimefurahi kukutana na wewe leo. Asante sana.
Asante sana, na ningependa kuchukua nafasi ni with one of my former colleagues in the 10th parliament. Tulikuwa na yeye in the 10th parliament, Omingo Magara. Karibu mheshimiwa.
Your Excellencies and Dons and the wise men and all protocols observed. Hamjambo. Naitwa Omingo Magara. Kwa Steve, I call him Man Steve because my firstborn son is called Steve. So kwa Man Steve, I don't need notice. Actually, I got a notice of 30 minutes and I drove straight here. Because I've been here, tukiangalia ng'ombe na tayari kuangalia kama siko mheshimiwa, kama zimeongeza maziwa tujue. Now, congratulations for coming, inviting us here, and for those who found time to come, asanteni. We don't have to say much. We have a lot to say that is wrong. In fact, there are fewer things that could be right, if any. Otherwise, if we start talking about the mess of Kalonzo, Kasongo, it will be like a whole book you're writing. They even know they're committing crimes, friends, and you know what they say? Tukishindwa hii uchaguzi, we shall rot in jail. That's a man who's already confessing that he's committing a crime. Now upuzi, they continue doing it. I mean, how can you help such a guy? Unajua unafanya makosa, unataka kufanya, ufikiria utafungwa, tutafunga. This guy have the appetite, insatiable appetite for theft. They can't even digest stomach. Lami, wana meza, wana digest. That's the reason why we have to make a deliberate choice. The young people, tafadhali tusigonge mtandao sana, tuchukue kura. Tuchukue kura wa jamaa bana. And they have given us everything that this guy touches in Arabica. I think also God is on our side. Hallelujah. Everything he touches, inateleza. So I think we are ready. And the prayer here, all these gentlemen, I know that I worked with them. Mukesa Kitui, tulikuwa naye bunge. Mheshimiwa Muturi was our speaker and a friend. Tulikuwa na mteja. Mheshimiwa Matiang'I, tulikuwa naye bunge pia kadakiwa mkubwa wa Suni. Steve, tumekuwa naye miaka mingi. So me, whoever you want me to put a vote on my network, there I will be. Finally, I lead a party called the People's Democratic Party. It is actually fully immersed in this. I'm not running for presidency, so don't count me as one, but I'm supporting them. So Madam Wavinya-Ndeti, thank you so much. Also, what she didn't tell you, she was my vice chair in the Center for Multiparty Democracy. We have done great things, by the way. Lakini aturingi. Thank you so much, friends.
I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Ben Mumanyi, who is a former member of parliament and also our candidate for governor, Nyamira County.
Asante sana, Your Excellency. Our Excellencies, Dons, Amjambo. Your Excellency Steve Kalonzo Musyoka. Nikiona watu hapa wote, mimi najua serikali tumechukua. Lazima tuseme ukweli, kila Mkenya mwenye ako hai, saa hii yako na shida kubwa sana. Mimi nimekuwa bunge miaka 10. I was Dr. Matiang'I's MP for 10 years. And you can see the man we produce from Borabu. And we are sure this combination will take Kasongo home 6 in the morning. We have, for many years, tumesukuma Tinga sana. Kina Matiang'I came out of the offices last elections to make sure Tinga becomes president. Some of us didn't know ya kwamba Tinga was a project. Kwa hivyo sasa we are not going to make that mistake. Na asikuje bandei. I was telling one of his friends yesterday that nataka Tinga akae na Kasongo tuwasinde pamoja in the morning ndio waende nyumbani pamoja. Kwa hivyo as Kenyans, the country is being sold. We are on sale. And unless Kasongo goes home, hata musikae kwa university mkuja nyumbani. Kwa sababu we are going nowhere. Kwa hivyo Kasongo, vile mmefika hapa, tunajua ya kwamba yeye na project yake na experts na kila mtu nyumbani 2027 mapema asubuhi. One of kuna mmoja ameongea hapa. When JB was the Speaker of the National Assembly, we had a serious National Assembly. Siku hizi we have a youth winger. Mwenye nakimbia kutoka Ichopa kwenda ile ingine kubeba pesa ya Kasongo. It is a shame to the country and the National Assembly of the Republic of Kenya. Kwa hivyo tuchunga sisi, turudi hapo tena, tuchunge inji, and we know, as most of you have said, the 6th is here with us. Na tunajua ikifika hiyo wakati tunashinda asubuhi. I have known Kalonzo Musyoka for a long time. I knew him when he was Minister for Foreign Affairs. Mimi nimekimbia Borabu for 10 years on a Wiper Party ticket na nilikuwa nashinda kila siku tu. Kwa hivyo tutaenda tena nyumbani, tutoke sasa manyumba, kwa mahostel, tutoke kwa manyumba zetu. We go and talk to our people so that we make sure kila mtu ako na kadi yake. Ikifika hiyo wakati tutume Kasongo na project nyumbani asubuhi. Thank you and may God bless you.
Asante sana. Asante mheshimiwa. Ningependa kuchukua nafasi nimwakilishe wakili Ndegwa. Karibu. Are you with us?
Are you with us?
Are you with us?
All protocols observed. Mine will be very brief. I first of all have to recognize my party leader. Ananiambianga nyamwenu ngakitaka kai chata ekomie. Mimi nimelala kichaka ya Wiper. Na Wiper sisi tumebadilisha, tunajiita Wiper Patriotic Front. Na sababu ya kubadilisha chama chetu jina ni kwa sababu tunataka tuungane mkono na nyinyi. Comrades power. Comrades viva. Hiyo ndio maana yake tumebadilisha jina ya chama yetu. So you have a home in Wiper Patriotic. It's a youth-oriented political party. Na kama unataka kujisajili na chama cha Wiper, ona huyu kiongozi. Kiongozi simama. Ya pili, nikiangalia katiba yangu ya Wiper, inaniambia presidential candidate wangu ni nani. Mimi inaniambia katiba yangu ya Wiper. Katiba yangu ya Wiper inaniambia my presidential candidate is Stephen Kalonzo. Mimi ni katiba yangu inaniambia. That's what my constitution says. Na tunangojea hao viongozi waende waongee. Wakituambia ni Fred Matiang'I, mimi niko nyuma yao. Wakisema ni Justin Muturi, niko hapo. Wakisema ni daktari, niko hapo. Lakini si katiba yangu inaniambia. Nimefanya makosa ya kusema vile katiba yangu inaniambia. Ya mwisho, huyu Kasongo amezoea watu. Hii compensation team ametengeneza ni compensation team ambayo inaenda kinyume na sheria. The only person who has the capacity to determine the question of compensation under the Constitution, under Article 23 of the Constitution, is the High Court of Kenya. It's the only mandated body to determine the question of compensation under the Constitution. Sasa ya mwisho, sisi tuko katika one term. Tuko nyuma ya hawa viongozi. Lakini katiba yangu ya Wiper si imeniambia? Imeniambia ni nani? Imeniambia ni nani? Harambe! Harambe! Ya mwisho, tunasema, nikisema harambe, tunasema one term. Nikisema harambe tena, unasema kukomboa Kenya. Harambe! Harambe! Iyo kukomboa Kenya pia ni kukomboa payslip yako. Moto yetu ya Wiper, the Patriotic Front, ni kukomboa nini? Harambe! Harambe!
Asante sana wakili Ndegwa. Yangu ni kuongea na kuambia viongozi devolution is under threat. Devolution is under threat. Muliona chairman wangu wa Council of Governors akiongea. The two governments are distinct. Kuna national government, kuna county government. Na hakuna kitu kibaya kama sisi ni magavana. Tuna lead counties zetu. Tunaambiwa whether you like it or not, we are going to do it. Life is not like that. Hii dunia ni watu kuongea na kusemezana. You cannot force things down the throat of people, not even your own children. With your children, you need to negotiate with them. You need to talk to them, not at them. And you need to agree. We are I can say we are not happy as the Council of Governors. And we are going to come out very clearly now. We will talk. Hatutakubali kusukumiwa vitu. Tunaambiwa wanajaribu kusema corruption. Sasa wametoa corruption kwa national government. Now my governors ndio wanasukumiwa corruption. Governors ni corrupt. Governors ni corrupt. These people take more than 85% of the national government, of the funds. As we only have 15%. Nataka mtuambie, hii 85% inaenda wapi? Na 15% is only shared between 47 counties. You see, we are not going to nambia tena tumia maneno ya procurement plan. Your procurement system yao. You know your dons. You know very well. With a system, you must first try it out, isn't it? And if it works, because you run it parallel with the old system. And if it works, then you change over to the new system, leaving the other system as a backup. Tunaambiwa tuamke asubuhi tutumie system. Hii system hatujui kama inafanya hatujui kama inafanya kazi. By the way, haifanyi because ilipelekwa Makueni, ikapelekwa kaunti zingine, haikufanya kazi. It didn't work. You know? Na sisi kama magavana tumekubaliana tena maneno mengine tunaambiwa maneno ya SHA. Sorry, maneno ya nini? Maneno ya the doctors. Universal healthcare workers. Sisi tuwachukue. Tutawachukua aje bila kupatiwa pesa? Hawa ni watoto wa watu, sisi hatuna budget. If they want to devolve, they must devolve everything with their funds. We have been very patient, His Excellency. Lakini umetusukuma kwa kona. Na hii system tunaambiwa tutumie, ianze kwanza kufanya national government. Show us in one ministry that system is working. If we see that is working with the other ministries, then we don't have a problem. Isn't it? Lakini hauwezi kuja kuanza kusema unatupa kwa counties na national government haijafanya nini? National government haijatumia. Kuna mambo mengi, there are so many functions. Zile ziko suppose kukua kwa county, bado ziko kwa national government. Agriculture is devolved. Why would fertilizer be bought from the national government? Tunaelewana? Markets are devolved. Why would markets be built by the national government? And at the end of the day, they have to come to us to show them the land where they are going to build the markets. And after, they don't want even to give the governors the money. They want to spend the money themselves. But we show them where they are going to, mali wataenda kujenga soko. Wakenya, sincerely speaking, it is high time we woke up and just spoke the truth and tell the president vile mambo iko. Na akikataa, waamuzi ni nyinyi. Tunaelewana? Akikataa, waamuzi ni kina nani? Mumesema ni nini? Mumesema ni nini? Hata akikubali. Hata akikubali mumesema ni one term. Hata akirekebisha. Munasema ni one term. Hata akiresign. Mumesema ni one term. Hata akilia. Hey. Hapa maneno imefanya nini? Maneno imefanya nini? Maneno imeharibika, si ndio? Na watoto wetu, let me tell you, we love you so much. We have always stood by you. Never be cowed by anyone to tell them the truth. Don't let somebody make you coil. Tell the truth and with respect. People will respect you. Sio mnashtuliwa hivi, mnaanza kuingia kwa box. Tunaelewana? Kama kitu ni mbaya, semeni ni mbaya. Kama ni mzuri, ni mzuri. Na mjue sisi, let me tell you, I'm a woman. I'm a mother. Musidanganywe, sisi wote wa mama ni chama moja. All the mothers ni chama moja. Na sisi wa mama wako wapi? Wa mama wako wapi? Chama yetu ni moja. Na sisi tuko nyuma ya watoto we. We are going to support our children. Are we going to do that? Na nyinyi kina baba, mchukue mkimbie nayo. Asanteni, Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki.
Hili liwe ni ombi la
Arambe! Arambe! Asanteni sana, Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome my party leader, His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Na as Excellency akikuja, ndugu zangu ninawaambia, stick together. Please stick together. We beg you and we pray to God that you stick together. Asanteni.
Thank you. Thank you. Ni kama muna address Uhuru Park. Mumesahau tuko kwa shamba. I had taken the opportunity to welcome those who came before our distinguished principals. Na nikasema kwa niaba ya familia, you are welcome. Mojihisi, and we said there's no stress here. And nobody is going to spread any stress. Kwa hivyo, karibuni tena. Now, because our visitors have to go, I will be with you for as long as you require my presence. So, wale ambao mko tayari, tutachinja ng'ombe baadaye. Wale ambao hataki kwenda Pwani University, I'm told mulilala Kitui, mkija huku. But please allow me to say one or two things before I invite my colleagues. Yamezungumzwa sana mambo mengi na university dons, and please recognize we are talking about 23 public universities represented at this event. Tuwapigie makofi. Please also recognize we are talking about 30 university student leaders who are here. Tuwapigie makofi vile vile. I also want to recognize some other young people. There's Kamau wa Gen Z. Simama tu onekane pale ni kijana yangu. From Limuru, we call him Kamau wa Gen Z. There's also Muriuki Dwega from Embu. He's actually our deputy organizing secretary for Wiper Patriotic Front. Is there some other person I haven't? Of course, Mzee wa Mbutura. Now, Engineer Mbutura is my neighbor here, and he's also a very senior ranking member of the party. Who else is there? Oh, Executive Director, Engineer Milai, Accountant. Bana Milai, thank you so much. Am I leaving out somebody else? So we leave the university dons on their own, because I want to hear from Kinoti today. Our country is in a messy situation. Na si ule messy mchapa kandanda. It's a very messy situation. I heard yesterday William Ruto akiwa Mombasa akisema that their economic model is working. I don't know how many of you saw that. When he bought a cow for 1 million shillings, and then he said the economic model is actually working. Now, how can it work when Kenyans who now live below the poverty line, and our brother Fred Matiang'I has been working at those levels of the World Bank and IFC, the Bretton Woods institutions, and somebody who cannot afford $1 per day is seen to live below the poverty line. $1 per day is today 128, 130 shillings. How many Kenyans today, clearly, yani tuambiane ukweli, ambao hawezi kabisa siku moja kupata shilingi 130? Ni wengi. So hiyo namba sasa imeteremka to levels that are not even describable. And yet,